Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first game of the Goldwatch League. I'm Lay, and I will be your caster again today, and Bronx is joining me from Discord. Say hey, Bronx.
Hello everybody.
So if you're new to the stream, or if this is your first time tuning in, Goldwatch is a community of like-minded players and coaches aiming to improve their season ranking and get out of gold. We take in players of all skill level and work with them to improve their mechanics, game knowledge, and answer any questions that they might have. So if you're interested in getting involved, our Discord is down below. And we've been around since about Season 2, maybe the beginning of Season 3, and we've seen a lot of growth and a lot of interest in the community, nearly hitting 1,000 players now. So if you're interested, come and check us out on Discord. The link is down below. So if you haven't heard, this is the Goldwatch League. This is the first game that we have streamed on the channel for the Goldwatch League. And essentially what it is a tournament style of about 30 to 40 teams, 8 in each team, and we've provided 5 weeks to complete the group stage of the tournament. So we have about 8 players in each team scheduling their own matches against one another, and today is going to be our first streamed match of Team EU versus Quixotic, if I'm pronouncing that right. And the map rotation that we have set for today is we're going to start off with a control map, and the loser is going to pick the next map of hybrid, then 2CP, and then payload. And there isn't going to be any tiebreaker. If both teams go 2 and 2, then that's going to be the end in a draw. So if everyone is ready to go, we can go ahead and get started. Yeah. Okay. We're going to let one player get ready before we begin. And I'll take a moment to talk about, if you're interested in joining on the Discord, we're looking for coaches, players, staff members. So if you're interested in being a part of the community, just message the admins, staff member, moderators that you're interested, and tell us what you can do, provide us with some information about you, and we will be good to go. Speaking of being good to go, I want to go ahead and start if everyone is ready. So our first map being on Control, Lijiang Tower. This is probably one of the most popular maps for Overwatch. Not for me, honestly, but... Oh wow, they changed up the overlay.
The spectator.
Yeah.
It made a lot more user-friendly for spectators and casters like us to be able to see what's exactly going on in the matches.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing it, and it's already looking pretty good. Usually when they make changes to the game, I'm not a big fan, but this is going to be a lot different. So on blue team, I believe we have Team EU, and red team is going to be Quixotic.
That is correct. And
so
it seems like both teams will be running a pharmacy combo right out the bat.
It's a pretty good combo for this map. There's a lot of verticality and a lot of mobility that can be gained from it, and especially being able to abuse the bridge and the open space Pharah is great for this.
Team Core definitely has the opening pick advantage, as they have the Lucio speed. They'll have the position faster for the bridge boop for the Pharahs. And if either tank were to get booped off for Team EU, neither of them can recover.
And it looks like Team Core Exotic is going to be running a more dive composition. We already see Tracer diving in as fast as possible to try and get to that point. Meanwhile, Team EU is going with the standard Reinhardt Zarya composition. Both bars are already in the air.
They're taking a much safer approach. They're being very cautious of the boop. They are aware of it. It's down now. They can play a little more forward and aggressive.
And Zarya already going down to D.Va. D.Va scoring 2 picks on here. But it looks like Team Core Exotic is going to take advantage in this fight. They're going to be able to cap the point first. Winston knocking them back and killing the Reinhardt.
A great kill into the Reinhardt there. It's a 10-second on top of whatever they had to regroup already.
So it looks like Team EU is going to reconvene here, wait for their Reinhardt before they're able to push in. Soldier trying to pick off this D.Va for an early advantage in the fight, but she gets away cleanly.
They're not taking the option of the bridge this time. They're going for a more close space to make the shield from Reinhardt work out better.
Taking this alternate route definitely seems to work out for them. They are putting pressure on the point, but will they be able to keep this pressure up, or will they lose momentum? We're about to find here in a second. Reinhardt charges in, Winston going after him, D.Va out of mech.
Soldier's getting heavily focused by the Tracer and the Pharah here. Shatter goes down, doesn't hit, connects with quite a bit of things. Hunt will be taking down the D.Va, the Lucio, and the Pharah. Rez comes out to the Lucio.
Picks coming out left and right. Pharah using her rocket barrage. But Mercy with a few reses here left and right. It looks like Team EU is going to take the advantage here in the fight. But Lucio ult goes down.
A very nice visor. Takes out two people. Takes out their arrow. Tracer will be going down as well for Team Core. It should look like that Team EU should take this point right here. D.Va for a little bit of stall. Drops the bomb actually on Team EU. I don't think that was worth it for them.
No, definitely not, but in the long run it did stall the point long enough for them to get 72% on the clock. But now Team EU holds the point with a very defensive composition, and the dive team is going to have to be able to knock this Reinhardt away if they're going to be able to get anywhere close to the point. But looking at ultimate charges, Team EU definitely having the advantage. They
Graviton is about to come up.
That will be coming up any second now.
Great kill onto the Tracer.
Strong hold against for Quixotic. Right up here, they're not going to be able to push forward without taking Reinhardt down first. They're going to have to play smart and play extremely careful.
Winston jumps in, tries to get the Zenyatta kill. Does not work out for him. He's taken down very fast.
Rocket Barrage coming out, not scoring any kills. Trying to aim for that Mercy, but loses the point anyway.
Barrage, or Earthshatter, my bad, hits two. Pulse Bomb will take out two of its own though.
So picks coming out left and right. They withdraw back for a moment to be able to take down Core Quixotic once again, but did score about 6%, or 14%, apologies. So they're inching closer and closer to that 100% mark, but Team EU is holding them back.
One major thing about the last fight is the Graviton was saved, it was not used. And Transcendence will also be here shortly.
They're going to be using this Graviton Surge any moment now. And there it is. It scores just the Winston though. Ult's flying out left and right. Winston uses his ult, knocks off the Zenyatta.
The Zenyatta was also in the Transcendence right there. Two big ultimates down for Team EU, while Team Core barely had to use anything.
Winston ult is pretty much all that required to win that fight, and it worked out perfectly for them. This Tracer already has Pulse Bomb once again.
The Pulse is going to find nothing, but Team EU does not reach the point in time, and Team Core caps it.
And that is the first round going towards
Team
Core
Core.
Exotic, right?
I'm unaware of how to pronounce it fully.
Yeah, yeah. If we're pronouncing it wrong, just let us know right now, and we'll have that fixed. Okay, let me turn down the game volume really quick. Apologies for that.
While you're turning down the game volume, Team EU is switching the Pharah to a Genji, while Team Core seems to be keeping the exact same composition.
Yeah, and it looks like they're opting, instead of a Reinhardt, to go for a D.Va. And D.Va and Zarya combo is not a bad combination at all. Looks like both teams are going for more of a diving standpoint, other than the Zenyatta on Team EU.
It looks Team Core is going directly for the point, and Team EU will follow them. Going for a tight fight in the corridors.
Right there, they're going to be held right off of this point, and whoever can make it onto the point and keep each other at bay is going to be the winner of this fight. Picks coming out left and right, but it does look like it's going to be Core Quixotic that is going to take the initial point.
one major thing about the initial fight right there is Holiest from Team Core actually knocked Ink off the map, so that was not a resurrectable in the very first kill of the game, or of
Definitely
this.
an extremely important pick for them to make, and they probably might not have been able to take the point otherwise. So great
Hugo actually switches from the Tracer to the McCree. It will definitely help with the Pharah and the Tracer.
Probably a pick they could have made on the first round too.
They're starting to respect the Pharah a bit more and the Tracer. They've understand what. Oh,
an instant and quick death for the McCree, having no chance to withdraw before instantly going down.
Team EU will have some ults coming up here in a second, although Team Core almost has a full roster of ultimates.
Other than Divas, yes, they've got pretty much every single ult, but Pulse Bomb does go out, does not score any picks though. And that is a pick on the Tracer. They are good to push in now, if they so
Mercy
choose to.
Should not be able to res that kill either.
They push in here. Zenyatta ult comes out, Barrage at the same time.
Soundbear's also dropped.
Ult's coming out left and right, not scoring any picks with that Dragon Blade. But Mercy making sure that everybody stays up.
The resurrection barely came out, but it did not matter. Diva should fall right here. Valkyrie gets popped for Team EU. She wants to survive. She was fearful that the Tracer would kill her.
Valkyrie,
even if Team
they're not going to be able to get through Mercy's health regen.
Pulse Bomb does kill the big Pulse Bomb actually. Team EU should cap this point right here, but it shouldn't matter. They used so many ultimates to be able to take this. All the ultimates that Team EU had used were the Blade, the Diva ultimate. They used Graviton Surge and the Valkyrie.
Fortunately for them though, Team Core doesn't have much as far as ults go either, so it doesn't look like they're going to be punished too much for it, but I guess we'll see how they use their ultimates playing out here. Winston going down extremely quickly, unaided by his team, unfortunately. Mercy all alone instantly goes down to McCree. McCree, great aim against the Mercy there. Absolutely
Mercy's
vital.
more traded. Blade gets popped as well as the Diva nuke for Team EU. It might have been too much of a stack.
And Diva going off the cliff to regroup with her team. There is a good chance that they're going to be able to hold it, even though it's about 48% to 99 right now. They just need one good push for Core to take this round as well. But as far as ultimates go, Team EU definitely has the advantage.
Transcendence just came up for Ink. That will be a hugely important defensive ultimate.
And they're going to definitely need it because they do have Rocket Barrage and Pulse Bomb coming up really shortly here.
Ink did not use it. He died immediately. Haste, though, with a huge Rocket Barrage that will get 3. They cap the point, and Hunt should not be able to cap this by himself.
Tries to hold for a couple more seconds. Diva still grasping for life, but that looks like that is going to be the end of it. And Winston ult knocking back the Zenyatta, prohibiting him from getting onto the point. Great game knowledge there. That's
Team
what we like to see.
Will win this match 2-0.
We'll see this play of the game by Hugo SP on Soldier.
I've got you in my sights.
Just casually murdering one after another. Great
Didn't
job.
even need the aimbot for that.
We are going to move on to our second map here. And apparently it's pronounced Quixotic. Okay. We are having some troubles with Discord today, so if we lose connection with Bronx or the chat or anything like that, I apologize for that now. But it seems to be okay right now. Bronx, you still there?
I am still here. I'm alive.
Alright, awesome. So we're going to move on to our second game now. We're moving on to a hybrid map, King's Row. Ross, if you could go ahead and change that for us. I don't know if you can hear me right now.
Ross gave them the final decision to change, and they stuck with King's Row.
Okay, and we will be good to move on to this next map. Currently, it is Quixotic 1, Team EU 0.
Appears we have a little delay from the bottom left.
Okay, that should be fine. We are going to take this time to once again welcome you if you are new to the stream. If this is your first time tuning in, we just finished the first map between Team EU and Team Quixotic. I'm never going to be able to pronounce that right.
Quixotic.
Quixotic, there we go. Just need a couple more tries to get it right. So
Just gotta be quick with it.
Alright, we're moving in to King's Row. And as I was saying, if this is your first time tuning in, Goldwatch is a community of like-minded players and coaches aiming to improve their season ranking and get out of gold. Welcome everybody in the chat. Yeah, Bronx and Lay here casting.
Now, if I'm correct, Team Quixotic should be the one attacking first.
Team Quixotic, that should be red team.
Yes.
Yeah. And they should be on the attack. Yeah, they were on... I don't think it is swapping.
I don't think it can swap from King of the Hill.
No, yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah, it's going to be Team Quixotic on the attack. And looking at team composition, they have opted for a Junkrat and Soldier as their DPS. And Junkrat and Soldier is a great combination when you have a tight map like this. Junkrat being able to spam bombs into the choke and be able to knock people back, absolutely destroying the Reinhardt shield, which it looks like Team EU has opted to have a Reinhardt. So hopefully we're going to see Team EU's barrier to go down much more rapidly, unless they decide to opt in for a Hanzo instead, which it looks like that's what's going on.
I wonder if they're going to try to pull off the Zaryo Hanzo combo ultimate. And just, I hope they don't try to put all their, like, their entire bet on that one combo by itself.
Yeah,
it seems like a bit of a risky play.
Especially with a Zenyatta going against them. That ultimate just completely shuts down their combo.
Hanzo did send out Sonic Arrow just to the point to see their composition early. But he does switch back to Junkrat.
They've opted to take in the high ground. Extremely smart choice. They've Team EU has withdrawn backline, taking as much cover as they can.
Team Quixotic should win the shield war here with the Junkrat.
But it doesn't look like that's the case so far.
Oh, they're going all the way around. They made the jump up top. They waited for the Lucio speed boost so they could all make it.
They've really had time to practice with each other and come up with strategies. Hopefully it will pay out for them. So far it has.
Junkrat is behind them. They don't know this yet. It kills... It goes down very fast. He does get the Mercy Resurrection, though. Team Quixotic is standing on the point. Reinhardt charges into all of them and gets counterpinned into the wall.
Picks are coming out left and right. One Reinhardt down. The other Zarya down. Mercy down. Looks like Team EU is going to be able to win this fight. They're pushing them all back as fast as possible. So great job to Team EU on that stronghold, even with a really great strategy from Quixotic.
Ryzie actually killed the Mercy with just spam coming over the point. That someone has to go back and get her just now. Tyre will come out to see if he can get any type of pick. He's stalling on the top of the building, though.
And
it kills two. Reinhardt also going down very fast. Trying to get the resurrection out onto the Zarya, which does happen. Although it should not matter.
A really strong couple of picks, and that looks like that's going to be all it takes to be able to take this point here. One tire, and it looks like Team EU really should have split up a bit more when they heard that that tire was coming out, especially since they had the time during the delay to disperse. But it looks like they paid the price for not splitting up there.
Team EU will have the soldier stagger. He will have to run back. It's not that big of a deal because he does have the sprint ability. He is very fast.
And ultimates is... Team EU definitely has a lot of strength in ultimates here. Withdrawing from the point was probably the smartest option that they had rather than trying to use them.
Cyfox did get caught in there. Soundbarrier comes out for Team Core. They're trying to go aggressive. Transcendence does come out as a defensive ultimate for Team EU. No one is pushing the cart. Now Shatter comes out, does not get anything.
An unfortunate bit of timing there for Cizinto. But I did see exactly what he was trying to go for there. But as ultimates are coming out from Core Quixotic, ultimates are being kept and held by Team EU, probably going to use it to their best advantage here.
Tire comes out again. Dragon Blade does come out. It will find both of their supports. Tire also gets destroyed. Hunt killing 3 people. This should be an easy cleanup for the rest of Team EU. And they do, and they hold the point.
One ultimate was all that it took to completely push them back. A great opportunity seized by HXNT. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and I'm not going to try.
Saying Hunt.
Hunt. Alright, Hunt works.
Very great ult management from Team EU, though. They recognized that the Dragon Blade killed 2, and they realized they did not need to use any other ultimates.
And realizing that they were down 2 members, almost 3, Core Quixotic backs out as fast as possible. They've even switched to a Pharah now, rather than a soldier, which I think isn't a bad choice.
Grav will come out for Team Core, does get 3 kills with it. Ink was nowhere close, or just did not want to use Transcendence.
Yeah, Transcendence was probably the best bet that they had to hold that there. But for some reason he decided not to use it, and that is going to allow Core Quixotic to secure the point.
Core popping...
Oh, wow, okay.
Actually popping Transcendence to stall the point. Very interesting.
A very interesting choice. He goes down anyway, unfortunately, probably trying to stall for a couple minutes, but not realizing that his team was not close enough to be able to aid him. Junkrat spamming bombs from above, doing exactly what he's best at.
They're keeping 2 on the cart, 1 on the cart at the whole time, so it's going pretty slow.
Genji scoring a great pick on that Junkrat, completely denying him that area. Really strong and great work by Hunt.
Shatter gets blocked, but it does barely catch Ink. Rav comes out for Team EU. It only catches 1.
Transcendence coming out, completely securing the point for Core Quixotic. They
Hunt
only
has
have
to back
moments
up.
here.
This should be an easy cap for Team Quixotic. No, they will get to it in time. Although 2 goes down very fast. Barrage does get the soldier and the mercy, and that is the cap for Team Quixotic.
Genji even going down to the earth shatter damage in the end. I think ultimately what Team EU failed to do is use their ultimates a bit more. You know, we saw Zenyatta a few times not using the best ultimates. Not the most intelligent of ultimates coming out, but I could see the point that he was trying to do, trying to stall for a couple more moments, but I feel like if he had used that a bit earlier, then they probably could have been able to keep the point.
It may be a lack of team communication for Team EU coming out, though. Or perhaps they may have thought they were closer, but with no Lucio speed, the run back is very far from 3rd point.
Absolutely, and he was probably desperately trying to find an opening for his team to stop them at the last moment. They did have quite a bit of ultimates ready and available to be used, but the Transcendence just did not last long enough for them to be able to hold it.
Well, the sides are switched, but Team Quixotic did cap third with 2 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. That is a good extra chunk of time for them to push again if Team EU does cap.
We'll see how far Team EU can get on this initial push here. Looking at team compositions, it does look like they're going to be starting out with a Widow, and we'll see how many picks they can score from that. And on Core Quixotic's side, we do have a Junkrat and a Soldier coming down, just what they used last round. It seems like that's what they've practiced the most. But instead of a Zarya, they've opted for a Diva. Probably an idea to stop any Junkrat bombs or anything else that they might try to be run.
It'll also help if they have anything on the high ground that they are unable to contest.
Widow not getting much luck here. Diva pretty much eating all of her bullets. The team hiding away in that back corner, not letting anybody get any crucial picks on them early game.
Team EU walking into the small health back room. That is where Junkrat will excel, though. Small room with a ton of AoE.
Whole team coming down and absolutely being annihilated by that Junkrat.
Let's see if Hugo switches here or stays on the Widow. No, he will be going Pharah.
That's actually going to be a pretty good choice here, seeing as all they have to contest the Pharah is going to be a Soldier. Diva's not very good against Pharah, neither is Junkrat or Reinhardt.
The Zenyatta Discord should stay on the Pharah the majority of the time to help out the Soldier and alleviate some pressure onto their team.
As well as having that Zarya bubble to defend her and get easy charge.
2 kills comes out from Ryze, though. Both will be resurrected from the Mercy Valkyrie? No, only Ink.
Looks like they still can make a good push here. Everybody's low health. Reinhardt, both Reinhardts go down. I'm getting a bit of lag here, and I apologize for that.
Pharah trying to get some free spam. Transcendence comes out, maybe to keep the Diva in mech. I did not actually see how much health she had, but Team EU will be backing up, waiting for the Pharah to respawn.
Looks like instead of a Zenyatta, they've opted for an Ana instead, but Ana goes down instantly to that Junkrat. He has been a menace for this entire game, completely shutting down pushes, and they're going to have to retire for a moment and wait for their team members to come back.
There are some big ultimates coming out soon for Team EU. The Grab will be there soon. They do have the Earth Shatter and the Pharah Barrage available.
But if they use it wisely, that's going to be the most important factor here.
There is no Transcendence on the part of Team Core Quixotic, so if they do get hit by this big grab, Tire kills 3. They should have been a
Tire.
They heard the Tire as before in the last match when the sides were switched. They did have a problem where they did not switch, or they did not spread out for the Tire or focus it.
Ricey, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, has just absolutely been dominating them with that Tire this game. You'd think they would learn from their mistake the first round, but it looks like not so far.
The Diva nuke is coming out. It will catch 2, actually. It will stall their push longer.
Every push, it seems like, has been stalled by one factor or another.
Always a great kill or a great pick comes out from the side of Team Core Quixotic, and there is no time. They are not regrouping.
They're not using their ultimates. They all have their ultimates. Junkrat nearly having his, and they're just not using any of them. They're going to have to start using some ultimates if they're going to be able to make a push here.
Diva no longer has any defense matrix, and she slept. Shatter does not hit anything on the side of Team EU, but Core Quixotic will return a Shatter that will catch 2. Tire takes out Caliver. Rez is coming out left and right. There should be no more Rez's. Graviton hits 2 in it, both antied as well. Tire catches.
Even matchup here, both falling left and right. It depends on who gets what pick here.
There are more members on the side of Team Core Quixotic, and the 76 ultimate will come out, and it should be everything that they need. Only the Pharah alive, and she quickly falls. Ana should not get back to the point in time, and Reinhardt has no charge.
Core Quixotic finishes this round. We're going to be moving on to our third round here. and see this possibly Riptire play of the game. Nope, really, wow. Earth Shatter.
Ooh, let us. This is where the trans.
Yeah,
they
this
got
is
caught
where trans needed to be.
Oh, actually, looking at that from the play of the game perspective, I don't think they Transcendence because I think Holiest was actually stuck on, or not Holiest, Ink was actually stuck on the other side of the wall.
Oh, that's really unfortunate, yeah. Oh, wow. I'm not sure if Transcendence actually goes through walls.
It would not go through the wall, so Transcendence would have actually been wasted there.
Okay. Either way, the rush back to the point with the Transcendence probably could have been saved for that final push against them. But we're going to move on to our third match here, and going to take about a 5-minute break for everybody to recuperate, take some time, realize what they could need to work on, and we're going to be moving on to our third out of 3 rounds. And our next map is going to be on 2CP, I believe. And until then, we will be right back. Thanks for joining in, and if you're interested in joining the Discord, the link is down below. And also, if you're interested in donating, donations go directly back into Goldwatch and help us continue to do these leagues. None go back to any of the staff members or anything like that. It all gets reinvested. So if you are interested in supporting us, the donation link should be down below. We will see you in a couple minutes. Okay, we are back and ready to move on to our third out of 4 matches today. Team EU has chosen to play on Volskaya, which are words I never thought anybody would say, choosing to play on Volskaya, but either way, they probably have the most practice on here, and we're going to move on as quickly as possible.
Yep, and Team EU should be attacking first on this map.
Yeah, I think they were attacking on the first map last game, too.
They ended on the attack, but I think Team EU is actually starting this time.
Oh, okay. And I believe they did pretty well on attack. Oh yeah, Core Quixotic was on the attack last round, too. And this time it looks like they're going to be the first on attack again. And they made a really strong push on 2CP, having really strong strategy. And hopefully we'll be able to see that again. And Team EU did have a pretty strong hold in the beginning, but then quickly fell apart. They just decided not to use ultimates. So hopefully they've taken some time, thought about what they did wrong, and be able to move on in this game.
We're seeing a Pharah defense, which is an unusual pick for most situations. Pharah defense isn't very commonly seen. So it'd be very interesting to see how Team Core Quixotic plays this.
It is a decently strong choke that they could hold and Pharah could make good use of initially, but once it gets to that first control point, it's going to be pretty difficult for her to be able to do much work.
Team EU does have no hit scans though, so it may actually work in their favor.
Yeah, instead they've opted for a Reaper and a Genji. A pretty interesting pick coming out from them. Reaper you don't get seen too much of.
Kate just gets to spam that top choke, and 2 members will be going down from Team EU immediately. They all choose to just go off the map. Oh no, they actually all got booped off the map.
That's probably going to be play of the game already coming out from Hasty. But it was bound to happen anyway. They were probably just going to reset.
Haste already with 80% hold charge.
We see Reaper actually changing to a soldier, probably for the best here. As much as I love Reaper as a character, against a Pharah and this current meta, it's not looking too good for him.
They will. Team EU does take a completely different approach, going the complete other side, trying to take high ground immediately. But Zinzu will die almost immediately, and they chase down Syfox. Syfax?
Physax? I actually have no idea.
Anyway, Team Core Quixotic should easily hold this once again. Haste did use Rocket Barrage in that fight. I don't recall if it got anything, but it might have been what broke the shield in the first place.
Core Quixotic actually holding pretty tightly here. Pharah on defense, actually working out decently well for them. Team EU trying to find good strategy, a good way to push in, but so far not having any success.
They're trying the same route the exact same way, except Hunt will die early, and Team EU does have no mercies. There is no resurrection available. Ink will also go down. There are 4 members trapped in that one small room.
How they're going to get out of there is completely the question. Lucio does not make it out at all.
Whoops dies very late into the fight. Hugo also going down to the Fire Strike.
One thing Physax does have in advantage is a very high charge on Zarya, nearing Graviton. But looking at the enemy team, all of them have their ultimates. All of them except for Pharah. And
all the ultimates
it's going to be pretty quick used. Diva Bomb does come out, doesn't score any picks though. Reinhardt takes advantage of their confusion, scores 4 or 5 here. It looks like for the ultimate.
Yeah. Holiest will pop the Transcendence just to counter the Dragon Blade. It seems just a little bit better on the side of Team EU for ult usage. Team EU does now have the advantage, and they should walk in here with the Graviton, with the Earth Shatter. Great playmaking ultimates.
Absolutely, and without Zenyatta's Transcendence, since it was just used from Dragon Blade, they are going to have a pretty easy time just burning through them here.
Whoops, dies once again. This may be their last push, too. Hunt taken down as well. Soldier 76 gets popped. Give him the nano. D.Va dives him with the defense matrix. Attack visor gets popped by Risky. And it will be a very nice cleanup for Team Core Quixotic.
Now definitely strategy needs to be taken in mind here. And what Team EU was deciding to do. They kept trying to go for different routes, but every time they would try and go through a tight choke, they would just get completely demolished. If they had a lot more focus on the Pharah and been able to take them out first, they probably would have had a lot better time trying to push through this left side or even this right side.
Coming into this side switch, Team Core Quixotic only needs 33% of the cap to win this match, or win this map.
And then after that we will be moving on to our fourth and final game. And even though Team Core Quixotic, still having trouble saying that, has already won the match by the end of this game, we're still going to finish that final map. So looking at team compositions, we do see something different coming out from Team EU as far as defense goes. We have a Zarya and an Orisa, as well as a Junkrat and McCree. Definitely interesting choices, and Orisa could be either really strong or fall flat on her face.
I think Team EU's plan here is to hold at the gate and hope for the Orisa to be able to get some lucky pulls off the map, off to the left of the side.
Absolutely, and I think that as far as team composition goes on Core Quixotic, Orisa is not going to have much trouble of holding pretty strong, but it depends on where this Orisa decides to hold.
It seems like they are playing the point. If worse comes to worse, Team Core Quixotic will just be able to stack ultimates and hopefully for one tick be able to get it. They will be holding by the choke, actually.
McCree does hear that Pharah and Mercy, a really strong combo, and probably is planned for it by choosing McCree. Pharah dives over, jumping on top of them. McCree's got to kill him first, but it doesn't look like McCree is going to be able to. Pharah scoring 2 picks, almost 3 here on that Junkrat.
McCree does get res, but so does Risky, and it does not look like Team E will be able to hold this. Only their Orisa left, nothing much you can do.
And that is going to be the end of the third game on Volskaya. Core Quixotic wins this game as well. Now let's see this play of the game. I definitely think it's going to be
the fair
team
knockoff.
Sacrifice. Yep.
Now I'm actually a bit interested because I think they were planning to jump off beforehand anyway.
Yeah, but Pharah just gave it a little bit of help. Yep, there it goes.
A lot of help. They went flying.
Okay, I've been told it is pronounced Fizzfix.
Fizzfax.
Fizzfax, okay.
Fizzfax.
So moving on to our fourth and final match of the 3 p.m. CST stream. We are going to have a couple more games today, one at 7 p.m. EST and another at 10 p.m. EST. Neither Bronx or I will be hosting it. However, we have some great casters lined up for those times, so I hope you'll tune in for those as well. So moving on to our fourth and final match. This one is going to be Payload, and Team EU gets to choose the last and final game of today. They have had it pretty hard
It's been pretty rough for Team EU. Core Quixotic is 3-0 right now.
It seems like they've had a lot more time and a lot more practice together to work as a team and develop strategies and team compositions than Team EU has. So we are going to give about 5 minutes for them. I think one of them crashed, is what I'm reading.
Team EU may have a little bit of a technical problem that they're sorting out right now.
So yeah, we'll just give them some time, and we will be right back for the 4th and final game. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. This is our 4th and final match, and looks like Team EU has decided to play on Dorado. Now, Core Quixotic has already won their match today against Team EU, but regardless, we want to play the 4th and final match regardless. So if you're new to the stream, or if this is your first time tuning in, Goldwatch is a community of like-minded players and coaches aiming to improve their season ranking and get out of gold. We take in players of all skill level and work with them to improve their mechanics, gain knowledge, and answer any questions that they might have. So if you're interested in getting involved, our Discord link is down below. And once again, I'm Lay, and I'm here co-casting with Bronx, and we are going to hop right in.
Match will be Dorado for Escort. It is the 4th and final match.
Traveling to Dorado.
And starting off, Team Core Quixotic should be the ones attacking first.
And payload on this map is definitely interesting. It's a lot different than something like Junkertown because it is a lot tighter. And as you continue on the map, yeah, there's a lot of elevation here, a lot of different places to set up and different high grounds. And how you take advantage of it is definitely going to be what wins this game.
Just early on, looking at the early heroes, team defense, or the defense team, Team EU, is playing triple tank, so they definitely want to hard hold this choke just like any right now. They do have a soldier for their DPS to deal with any Pharah that may come out, because we have seen Haste playing Pharah very, very well in these past few matches.
It does depend on how many hooks that this Roadhog gets, and looking for what Team Core Quixotic is opting in for a Bastion and Winston Diva. It's going to be crucial that he completely denies them of securing this payload, which Roadhog is actually pretty good at.
Risky is actually going to be switching off the Bastion
to
the Tracer. Now,
I have seen both picks work, though. I have seen a Bastion work on payload, but that's probably about the best game mode for him.
Now, if this Pharah is a problem, it will be Hugo's and Ink's job to be able to deal with any sort of damage or pressure to Haste. But we see Risky going around, trying to take high ground and take them from surprise.
Missing that hook is probably going to be very dire for them. Farah completely boops off the Zarya, trying to get an early pick, and it does look like it's going to work out for them.
They should also take down Wolftrager, but no, they fly away. Great positioning from the, I think it was Ink, to pull back Whoops away from the firefight.
Yep, absolutely.
Keeping the Mercy alive.
The two supports keeping each other alive.
Hugo's taking down Risky, but Haste also taking down Hugo in a trade for the DPS. Res is available for both teams still. Ink looking around, does know Fair is around, and is trying to put some pressure onto her. Sleep Dart misses the Pharah, unfortunately. Mirage not getting anything. Nano on the Reinhardt.
Getting smacked by the Reinhardt.
Valkyrie gets popped for the offense team. Sonic, they are up a member in this fight. Pulse Bomb does not manage to hit anything, but Winston will kill the Mercy. And Tracer takes down 2, and this should be Team 4 Sonics.
And a really nice sleep on the Farah by Ana. Pretty funny to watch. But it doesn't matter anyway because they've secured the point, completely pushing back this triple tank composition that Team EU has opted in for.
And they will be staying with the triple tank composition.
They haven't had much of an opportunity to switch out. They've been pushed back time and time again. It's pretty dire for them to be able to take out this Farah. That's probably the largest menace that they have.
Hook does not connect on anything once again. Risky just being a mild annoyance, trying to get whatever damage he can onto the backline supports, doing his job, trying to make Team EU turn around and look at him. D.Va Nuke will come out. It will end up catching nobody because I forgot how to say his name, but the Team EU's Zarya does have very nice defensive bubbles and a 2-man grab with no combo follow-up.
They're holding as strong as they possibly can right here. Nobody seems to be falling. But now picks are starting to come out left and right. Valkyrie comes up, starting to res. And it looks like Team EU is going to be able to hold here. This is the first opportunity that they have had where they could successfully hold.
They are getting a brutal stagger onto this D.Va right now. No one killing just until now.
Just rude. Insanely rude.
That is a 6-second stagger at least.
They're going to have to wait on that D.Va. They're only running a 2-tank composition.
Lucio will run back to Taxi her, back to the front.
Crazy stagger, maybe about a 10-second stagger there. They are going to be going the back line here, trying to catch them by surprise, going overhead.
TU has no idea as of now. No, they are now back off to the left, and the Fire Strike will actually catch the Winston. Or not, yes, the Winston. They're jumping the Mercy, trying to kill her fast and soon. It does actually happen, and Barrage comes out, and it does kill Hugo. The team for Quixotic are up 3 members in this fight right now.
And it looks like that's going to be it. On a boost coming out onto Roadhog, trying to stall as long as possible. He knocks off that Winston, tries to go for the Farah as well. He just needs to stay alive, though, as long as possible. Mercy comes back, trying to keep him up, goes down.
But the Mercy does get the restoration onto the Reinhardt, and now there are a lot of big HP targets on the payload. Anna is there to be able to heal the triple tank. It does not be able to keep up the Roadhog though. Charge misses. Sai is a very low charge Zarya. She does not do a lot of damage. Earth Shatter only catches the D.Va. Sai will go down on as Zarya. Soundbarrier comes out for Quixotic.
It's not looking too good for them so far. They held for as long as possible. I think about 2 minutes there, 2 or 3 minutes of being able to hold that payload. And it does look like the Farah is going to switch off here. This is a really difficult place for Farah to make good work.
They will be going Reaper to deal with the triple tank, a very Great switch, I do say so myself.
The only problem with having Reaper is that while Reaper does have a teleport, it's not the best to get him safely up to the high ground, which is looking like that's where they're going to hold. For the most part.
The tanks.
Soldier up here.
Although they do, for the most part, jump down. All the tanks are on the ground right now. Diva Nuke gets sent in. I do not think it'll catch anything. It does not. Valkyrie gets popped early for whoops. So try to get that massive AoE healing out. Resurrection comes out on the side.
I've got you in my sights.
Sin and Diva in the backline will take down their Reinhardt.
Looks like Team Core Quixotic is doing a really great job at stopping Team EU from being able to use their ultimates effectively. We saw Diva there eating the bullets of Soldier's aimbot, completely shutting him down, even though he already scored a pick on Lucio. And now they're going to withdraw for a moment.
Taking a second to look at the ultimates available towards each team, Team EU does have the Graviton and other big ultimates that could very easily turn a fight, but Risky does get an early pick onto Ink. Mercy Resurrection will come out and it will res Ink just in time, and she gets away. Big Earth Shatter into a Graviton that will catch 4. They just used 4 of their 4 available ultimates though. Team EU has almost nothing left.
And while it does hold them back for some time, it looks like Core Quixotic is going to have ult advantage here in this next fight, which, depending on how well they use it, is going to decide whether they get this final push.
Let's see what happens here. They do have 2 support ultimates, Team Core, as well as the Reaper. They do switch the Tracer into a Junkrat to further help with the mass damage onto the big HP tanks. We will be going high ground as a team here. Soundbearer comes out early. Die from the Reaper catches Ink. Charge does catch Haste though. There is a Mercy Resurrection available towards Haste if they do need it. Valkyrie gets popped.
Filling up the entire team, there's not much of a chance for Team EU to be able to hold here. Valkyrie comes out from them as well, getting the tanks.
Big Graviton, it does hit 3. Right now 4. Haste gets dragged back in, but there is no follow-up onto it. Shatter hits 4 actually, and he is the only one. Anti-Grenade does hit 3 of them.
Oh, but Roadhog taking out down before the Shatter. Before he has any chance to deal with the Shatter.
Tired does pick out Hugo to a Resurrection onto the Reinhardt, comes out. And only Whoops and Ink alive. Sai is coming back in, but he gets trapped, but he does get the nano for some survivability here. Although it should
goes down anyway.
Now Team Core desperately trying to save whatever they can. It is an overtime though. So if they do get pushed off the cart here, they will lose. Although Hugo having another Death Blossom just to clean up the last 2 members from Team EU standing on the cart.
Team Core Quixotic takes the final point with 0 seconds remaining. Team EU definitely did a lot better in holding the payload than they did in the first game that they played, or second game on King's Row.
Now, if Team EU does full cap here, both teams will have at least 1 minute to push the cart as far as they can go.
We definitely saw an improvement from the second game to this one for Team EU. They held quite a lot longer than they could in the second game.
Their ultimate management was still a little rough, especially in the third. But it is most important for them that they did hold it until overtime.
So looking at team compositions so far, it does look like Core Quixotic is not going to have any hit scan on their team whatsoever. So Afara is definitely going to be a very difficult thing to deal with for them if they decide to keep what they're going with. All they have is Zenyatta to be able to contest Hugo SP.
Team Core is definitely relying on the enemy team playing triple tank once again and having this mass AoE spam from the Pharah and the Junkrat into this small choke under the first bridge. EU has not selected their 6th member of their team yet, whether it be a second DPS or first DPS now. No, Hugo and Sai will be switching roles.
We may need to pause here for a moment if he doesn't choose. No, it looks like he's going to choose D.Va at the last second. Alright.
D.Va gets picked. Hugo still unaware of what he wants to play. It will be a Genji in the end.
Either way, they still opt in for a Pharah, which I think is probably going to be the best choice, especially considering the team composition that poor Quixotic is deciding to opt in for.
They are just pushing the car here, taking it a little bit slow. Nothing too aggressive has been made on the side of Team E. Yeah. Reinhardt gets pushed down. He will need to charge away.
And it looks like he's going to go down. Oh, they take down the steel trap, not him.
Hunt actually pins Holius instead of the Reinhardt. 2 members down for Team Core as of right now, but Reinhardt will get resurrected, although Risky does get taken down as well by Zintu.
And like I said, with nothing to deal with Pharah, the Pharah is just having the time of their life. Not being contested at all, scoring picks left and right, doing massive amounts of damage.
Team Core has no chance at holding first point, and they realize this and take high ground on second, waiting for their Pharah to come back. Their Reinhardt is actually off to the side.
They are going to be holding high ground here, which is probably for the best. Genji trying to push them back, trying to score as much damage as he can, trying to build this Dragon Blade as fast as possible. If he can build that Dragon Blade, then he is going to be able to go to town against their squishy team composition. Barrage comes out, gets a pick, gets D.Va out of mech.
The pick will be resurrected almost immediately, though. So, no real damage done by the Pharah.
Probably could have done a lot more.
Kill
with it.
Caliber did jump off. Tyre comes out. Let's see how many get. Only the Reinhardt, but it will get resurrected. Anyway.
Genji with that Dragon Blade, he's looking for a good opportunity to use it here. A lot of squishies up top that he can make really good use of, especially with D.Va outside of mech.
Important to note though, Danger Noodle did use Valkyrie in that fight to resurrect the Reinhardt. So Team EU still with the ult advantage. Let's see what they can do.
Being the only defensive ult that they have up at the moment. But Zenyatta's not even up top with them.
Shatter takes 4. Transcendence gets popped on both sides. Dragon Blade comes out for Team EU and gets the Mercy. D.Va kills 1, and Team EU should be able to clear up the rest of this fight with how many they got. And this should be the second captured for Team EU.
Team EU completely being able to crush them, doing a lot better this round than they did last round. Staggering the Zenyatta as well.
Team EU will have 4 minutes and 40 seconds to push through third point. That is an excellent amount of time for this team to do this one part of the map.
They have a lot more time than they gave for Quixotic the last round. It seems like as the games have been progressing, Team EU has been improving as well.
Sai will be getting taken down by Risky. It is a bit of a stagger with how much time, as long as they don't let it happen too many times, it should be okay for them. Sights does get popped by Haste, and being damage reduced by the Mercy should take down any target that he sees.
Stay out of my way.
Go a full wipe on the side of Team Core. They will have to, or on the side of Team U, my bad. They will have to regroup here.
A really strong use of aimbot coming out from Core Quixotic, completely shutting down the enemy team and causing them to have to regroup. They do have plenty of time. They have a lot more time than they gave Core Quixotic last round, as I said. So they have room for mistakes.
D.Va Nuke into this small room as well
Wow.
as the tire.
Scoring 3 kills, completely shutting down Team EU.
They are not killing Zinsu at any point. They are keeping him alive as long as possible. They're destroying his mech almost instantly. This is one of the most brutal staggers. That is longer than the last one we've seen as well.
Absolutely, both teams have been doing a great job in staggering the D.Va. Probably what,
At least 15 seconds this time
least.
around.
At the very
And what
least.
The payload is stuck. Let's get it moving.
Having to wait for this D.Va is really going to be a time killer for them. They had to spend maybe 6-7 extra seconds just waiting for that D.Va to come back so that they can push together again.
2 minutes off the clock already for EU's push.
But Team EU having all of their ultimates, Barrage pulling down everybody.
Big Earth Shatter will hit 2. Nuke comes out, doesn't find anything. Valkyrie gets popped on the side of Team Core, does resurrect the Reinhardt, and it looks like they will be able to hold. Or at least have a little bit of time to recover because of how far away the cart is. Which will be trying to res, but does not have it, or the body just had respawned.
Both Reinhardt's putting pressure on the payload.
Tire will be coming out from Risky. Let's see what it can get. It will get Ink and Psy. The Zenyatta and the Pharaoh down is now as well as the Reinhardt. This should be another regroup for Team EU.
I am ready to activate the sound barrier.
All systems checked out.
Team Core is definitely playing this defense on part 3 much better than the other 2 parts. Holding very well.
They only have
75%.
a minute and a half remaining.
Team Core will have Tactical Visor up in a second as well as Sound Barrier. D.Va Nuke will also be coming up as well as the Reinhardt Earth Shatter.
This is probably going to be their last strong push that they're going to be able to make here.
Sound Barrier comes out a little bit early. Tactical Visor also comes out looking for the Pharah in the air, but she's underground. Shatter catches 3, but he pins the transcending Zenyatta.
I will watch over you.
Valkyrie gets popped by Whoops. D.Va Nuke goes into the air trying to get anything he can get. It does not catch anybody.
With nobody down, the Valkyrie doesn't make too much of use, but Farah goes down. That's an easy and quick res.
Valkyrie has a few seconds left on it, about to end. So, Ink goes down, so Team E will only have 1 healer for the rest of this push. No, he's getting resurrected. Came up just in time. Team EU should be able to capture this.
I have secured the payload.
Team Core is forced to run in 1 by 1 at this point. Tracer and Genji on the point. Tracer taken down. Genji goes into the air.
But still
now
a
back.
lot more ultimates on the side of Team EU than Core Quixotic. They just need a couple good use here.
Ink taken down again. May providing a long time to stagger. Haste reflects the barrage back into the Pharah, but D.Va Nuke takes down 2. 1 gets resurrected. Ink and Caliver.
And it looks like they might be able to hold this here.
There's definitely a man advantage for Team Core right now. Only 2 left. Only the Tracer left now for Team EU on the cart. And he does not tap. He actually got off the cart.
Very, very close. They had a really strong ending there, but the rocket barrage definitely cost them.
To see this D.Va Nuke into the small corridor right here. Nice. Very nice. Team Core definitely playing the defense on this point much stronger than the last 2.
Absolutely, they really found their team composition and where to hold on that last point. The first 2 points, they really lost momentum and really struggled, but at the end there, they were able to find it.
Excellence is its own reward.
So that is 4-0 for Core Quixotic. Great job on Team Core Quixotic and Team EU. We definitely saw a lot of improvement on Team EU after the first couple of games. And that is going to be the end of the first Goldwatch League game. We will have 2 more later on tonight, one at 7 p.m. EST and another at 10 p.m. EST. Neither Bronx or I will be casting that, but we will have different casters there, so I hope you enjoyed this game, and I hope you enjoyed our commentary and our voices. And if you're interested in being a part of Goldwatch, or interested in donating for our community, we would greatly appreciate it. Both links are down below. So, once again, I was Lay.
Rocks.
And we'll see you in a couple of hours. Thanks for watching.